welcome back. I say that for your benefit as much as mine. I don't know what it was about today, but I was not feeling like making a video. So I'm hoping like the more I go on, the more I'll be like, oh, and by the way, but as for right now, I'm kind of like, there's so much stuff I have to do. I want to make my stir fries, that way I can have dinner, and I gotta clean up my room. I got some packages in the mail, and oh, okay, so we'll just go and jump right into this. So let's see, I left off going up to Indiana. Father's Day went great. I went up there Friday night and kind of had a birthday thing with Aunt Christy and my cousins, which was great. I got this. It might even be right here on top of my laundry. It is! It is not an infatuation, nor an obsession. I just like it a lot, and it's not superheroes, but I really like the show Teen Wolf, and actually got Sabrina into it, and then Maddie into it. And so, they got me this shirt that's Beacon Hills Lacrosse, which is from the TV show. And then it has, on the back, something I am obsessed with. Not necessarily Stiles Stilinski, who's a character in the TV show. Oh no, I am obsessed with Dylan O'Brien, the actor that plays Stiles Stilinski, and he's been in other stuff like The Maze Runner, I think it's American Assassin was the action movie he did. But he is like a phenomenal actor, and like here's a picture. Wow. He's pretty cute too. But no, like, I really admire him, and when the show first came out, I saw it, and I liked his character, and then as the seasons went on, you could totally see him, like, grow and just become a better actor. He's somebody that I've seen from the beginning of his career, and I've kind of seen him start to take off, and I just really admire the heck out of him. So, I am totally tickled pink by this. I got some other cool stuff, too. I got other Teen Wolf things. Like, my friend Jessie gave me a wolf-themed adult coloring book, which has gorgeous pictures in it, by the way. So like anybody looking at stuff would think that I'm obsessed with things that I'm not. Oh, but Aunt Christy, they gave me like 2 or 3 outfits of real clothes, which is great because you grow old and you want to get clothes. My birthday present to myself, new black work socks, lovely new socks that I've been wearing. And mom and dad helped me get new unmentionables for my birthday. So like new underwear and bras and stuff, which I know all the girls are like, oh, new! And I'm like, yeah. And all the guys are like, all right. But I'm gonna tell you, you grow older and you have to spend money on things like gas and groceries and rent and insurance and new clothes. Okay, clothes are a thing I need, but they can wait. Like I'll keep pushing this cost back and I can wait to buy new stuff. But when you get new clothes that you wear all the time, like underwear, it is fantastic. And socks and stuff. So if you're a little kid and you don't like getting those, just wait. It's just like, just think about like when you were little and you hated nap time. And then you're an adult and you miss nap time because you're just always tired and exhausted and just want to fall asleep. But can't. Georgia's wedding shower went great. I got to see so many people that I love, which was fantastic. And then seeing Georgia, I don't know, you ever have one of those friends that just brings out all your best qualities and just feels right? It's not like forced or anything. That's Georgia. And I love her to pieces. And Steven's the same way. And they got to come over and hang out at our house. We swam and ate some Mexican food and it was fantastic. Got to hang out with my friend Matt, see him, and I hadn't seen him in a while. It was great. Just had a really good time going back home. It was very recharging. But then like on the way back down here, I ran into some crazy traffic. That's something I've never had happen. There was an accident with 2 semis and like 4 cars that was across the entire like southbound 65 highway in Kentucky. There was multiple fatalities. Like it was bad. And I guess I was 2 miles away from it, like back from it, but traffic was at an absolute standstill 2.5 hours. At first when I got stopped, I think I sat in the car for like 10 minutes. Then I was like, I gotta stand up. I've been in the car for going on 5 hours. I'm gonna use this time to stretch. So I just stood up and like cracked my neck, like rotated a little bit and kind of like peeked my head around. And I saw maybe like 1 or 2 other people get out of their cars and I'm like, that's not a good sign because it was like up on a hill in front of me. It was like up on a hill in front of me so I couldn't see it from where I was. So then I kind of like turn around, look back and then going up like the hill. I say hill, it was a mountain. I was in the Appalachians. Going up the mountain behind me, there was other people, like 1 or 2 people that I saw getting out of their cars and, you know, like doing the stretching thing and like trying to see what's going on. We couldn't see it. Well, then I see a semi driver get out of his truck and I'm like, okay. Like this guy, he's gotta know what's going on. So I kind of like, we went over there and I'm like, hey, like what's what's going on? He goes, well, up at mile marker 65, there's been a car accident, multiple fatalities. They're gonna saying it's gonna be about a 4 to 6 hour wait. We're gonna be here a while. And I'm like, oh. So I was like, went back to my car, turned it off, pulled out, I pulled out a bottle of water and a deck of cards, because I'm like, if all else fails, maybe I can find someone who'll play euchre and make new friends. And I mean, when's the time that you really got a chance to just walk on a freeway and not be in danger or anything and just kind of look at all the cars? That, and there was an older fancy looking car that was like a bright teal color, and I'm like, I gotta go talk to them and ask them some questions about their car and brag about how I had just gotten the chance to detail my dad's 57 Ford Fairline 500 Skyliner. There was a couple that was just moving to Tennessee from Kentucky. We talked about cars for a little bit, and I start walking around, and some people were like rolling down their windows, hey, do you know what's going on? So then I just started telling people, and like I was right at a mile marker, and so I walked up to the mile marker in front of me and then back to the mile marker behind me, and I was just kind of being like, hey, this is what's going on, we're gonna be here a while. And then like on the way back from the one in front of me, I started telling people, hey, this is what's going on, we're gonna be a while, don't let your car overheat, because we're starting to get hot. Right? So then I work my way back to the other mile marker, and I'm walking back. People are like, hey, like, do you know what's going on? So I'm telling them, and this one couple goes, oh, well, thank you for letting us know. Hey, if anybody needs water, we have a ton of water in our car. And I'm like, that is awesome. Thank you for letting me know. And then from that point on, I just was like, I need to start making sure people have water, especially people with kids. And like, I didn't mind walking. I was getting sun. I kept walking down to the other mile marker, and then that's when I started checking on people. It's like, hey, you guys doing okay? Because at that point, we had been waiting for about an hour and 15 minutes. So anybody who still didn't know what was going on, I let them know. And then I also was making sure that everybody, especially people that had kids, had water in the car. And then I worked my way back up to the other mile marker, and then was making my way back to the car, because at that point I was hot and I'd been walking for like 2.5 hours. And then I get back to my car, and that's when traffic started moving again. It was like perfect timing. And then I got back to Tennessee. Definitely an experience. It was cool. Gotta say hi to people. Other people started walking around too. Like, I wasn't just me walking on the highway. There was lots of other people walking around, and I ran into like 4 or 5 other people that were checking on cars and making sure they had water too. So it is kind of like faith in humanity was restored, which was nice. Sad to hear about the families that lost someone that day that was traveling. And it was kind of, for me anyway, it was kind of like a gut check. Came back home, went straight into work, and then I had like a kind of an audition thing. Basically, the church I go to on Sundays, I finally set up a time to go in and play the upright bass and make some music with him, and it went well. He said that he likes the sound of it. He would love for me to join him. He's got music planned all the way up through August, so it's gonna be a little bit before I can join him. But then when he heard that I had graduated with a music technology degree, he's like, oh, we need volunteers to help run tech. Would you be willing to do that? And I mean, like, honesty hour, true talk, I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna get into this, and I'm never gonna escape. I'm gonna be roped into running sound, and I'm never gonna play, because they're always gonna need me to help run sound. But I don't feel that way now at all. And like, the guy that actually is in charge of sound last Sunday was actually playing piano, so I know that he's actually gonna make sure that I get my chance to go up there and help worship with an instrument. But it definitely is a talent that I need to use and not just stick in a hole somewhere. And I mean, the more that I think about it too, like, that is the whole reason why I even got the tech major to begin with, is to help get my foot in the door somewhere so that I could start doing music. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Going with low expectations, that way you're always pleasantly surprised. I am gonna, you know, do my best and try as hard as I can doing this thing, and hopefully they'll see that I take this seriously. And I've already learned stuff with it too, which is awesome, because I'm a person who definitely enjoys new experiences and loves learning new things and thinks that they need to be shared with everybody. But I already tried sharing everything I learned with mom and dad, and it was just like way over mom's head. So I won't do you the disservice of gushing about physics, and I won't do it anyway. Okay, so the first thing that I learned that I didn't know before is when you're running live sound, leave the room that you're running sound in. Because even when you're outside of the room, you should be able to hear it and pick apart different instruments, and kind of like, it should still sound like a CD. And then when you go into the room, it should sound like a CD, but better, because it's live. Most places, when you leave the room or the venue or the stadium or whatever, that's when you hear like And that's when you're hearing the kick drum and the bass and maybe vocals or something. And so it was really cool for me to step outside and listen and go, okay, keys are too loud. Okay, bass is too loud. I can't hear vocals enough. And then go back in and tweak stuff. Thing number 2 that I learned, feedback. Feedback has a pitch. So the biggest way that feedback happens is basically whenever someone with a mic is picking up stuff that's coming out of a monitor. And then it's just getting in this loop and it goes like really loud and buzzing. I think I knew the feedback had a pitch, but I never thought of it to use it with an EQ. So if you have any experience with the equalizer, basically it's like the square thing that has the little numbers on it on the bottom are the frequencies or the sound waves, the hertz. Okay, so rewind. General sound physics. Pitch, boom, like that's a pitch, boom, that's a pitch. Those notes, A, B, C, D, those are pitches, which in physics talk translates into frequency. Pitch is frequency, they're the same thing, okay? Frequency is what they use in regards to how many hertz something is. And a hertz is how many times that sound wave vibrates in 1 second. High-pitched noises have lots and lots and lots and lots of waves, so they're like thousands of hertz. Low sound pitches take a longer time to complete a wave, so they don't have as many waves and they have fewer hertz. When an orchestra tunes, like when you go to watch an orchestra and then that first violin walks on stage and then they play that note that they're playing, that's A, normally at 440 hertz, A440. That's what most American orchestras tune to. Sometimes in Europe that's actually 445. But anyway, EQing. So if you have an acoustic guitar, if you play an acoustic guitar, it already has it's got a high pitched sound. It doesn't sound like a kick drum. It doesn't sound like a bass. It's got a very or even like a mandolin, you know, it's very sort of a deal. So when you go to play it and you go to EQ it, you can change it so that way it doesn't sound like it's this tinny instrument in a can. You can change it so it has more of a body. It's got more of an oomph to it. Like when you go to do a guitar, you want to kind of cut down on the high frequencies and maybe boost up the low end a little bit. That way it feels like it has more body when you're listening to it. So that's things that I already knew how to do with EQ. But he was telling me with feedback, which has a pitch, so it has a frequency, it has a hertz amount. Listen for it, turn up that frequency, try to match the pitch, and then you take a tuner, oh, that's B. So then you go up and Google it, beep, boop, boop, beep, B is at 30.87 hertz. Okay, so then you go on this thing, you find 30.87 hertz, that's where the feedback is coming, so then you would pull it down, it cuts that out of the sound that it puts through the speaker. So then you don't get feedback in the speakers. I had never known this. Brilliant. It's like sniping feedback. You find it, you dial it in, and then you take it out, and it's out of the sound. It's awesome. So learning stuff is great. I'm just a little bit freaked out about having to run sound because it is stuff that like I know how to do like and on paper. It's a different practice entirely to actually like do it yourself, by yourself. But hey, my friend Mariah can do it all the time, then I mean I should be able to do it too, right? So that was Sunday. Day before Sunday, Janisa actually moved in with me. Although she's not here right now. She's actually house and dog sitting for a friend of hers. Just kind of a bummer because I was like, yeah, gonna have a friend as a roommate, and then it's like, nope, just her stuff. But we've been talking and we need to get a new shower curtain and we really don't have any bathroom rugs. So the big dilemma for us has been, what are we going to make our bathroom theme? We did talk about Star Wars, and as many times as I threw out Nigel Thornberry splashing for a shower curtain, she wouldn't bite. The talk we were doing about now is probably doing it like space themed, like just have like a galaxy shower curtain, and then we can put in whatever like Star Wars, Star Trek, Firefly, Doctor Who decorations in there that we want, which is a really good idea. Lots of stuff to look forward to. I'm sure we're gonna have all kinds of shenanigans. Well, it has been 20 minutes for me. Not sure what this is gonna be at when I edit it down, but thank you for once again spending some time with me this week and for your patience since I didn't put a video out last week and for like sticking around enough to watch this one. I appreciate it. I hope that you have a great next week and I will see you next time.